welcome to the show. This is Everything Under the Sun. My name is Ty. I hope all of you are doing amazing out there, taking care of yourselves and loving yourselves, being kind to yourselves. I have been having a lot of conversations recently, and many of the people that I've been having these conversations with have been explaining how it's been a few months or a few weeks or even the past year or so that a lot of things have just been happening at one time or just back to back, whether that's good or bad. Some people have been saying that it's just been roller coaster ride where it's like just bad things are happening back to back and then some good things happen and then more bad things are happening, but just a lot of change. And others are experiencing just a lot of realization, a lot of healing, a lot of things coming up for them in this time. And it seems like it's just back to back. And just through all these experiences, it made me kind of feel as though this may be a common theme for many people, even outside of this area that I live in. And as I kind of think about that, it was actually the thought that came to me the other day when I was driving with a friend. And I was actually riding as the passenger in the car. And we were driving to a destination. We were driving to someone's house. And during this time, we were driving on the highway for a portion of the time. And when you drive on the highway, you're just going straight. Maybe you switch lanes or so, but you're cruising and, everything is kind of just happening. You're in some kind of flow. Cars are around you. Maybe there's some traffic, so you stop, or maybe people are driving a little crazy and, you notice these things, but otherwise you're just cruising. And as we got closer to our destination, we made one turn off the highway and then we drove, for straight for a little bit, and then we made another turn and we drove straight for a little bit and then made another turn. And the turns became more and more frequent as we got closer to the destination. And as I thought about that, I realized that this is something that is so similar to the things that we experience in life, except the destinations are happiness and joy and clarity and understanding, free of judgment, love for self. These are the destinations that we attain for. These are the destinations that we desire and we want for ourselves in our lives. And I think right now is a time when many people are growing to want to realize that more, realizing the dissatisfaction that they feel and how they don't want that anymore. So beginning to ask for these things like joy and clarity and understanding and peace. And as we ask for these things, those are the destinations that we try to get to. And maybe we've been on this highway for a long stretch and we've kind of just been cruising in our lives for a while, living, waking up and doing the same things over and over again. And now there's this time when a lot is coming up. A lot is being presented to you maybe. Maybe a lot of things are happening in your life that's starting to seem like it's shaking things up. Maybe things that you're noticing that you don't want anymore and things that you want to change in your life and in your surroundings. And as we think about these things, as we see these things and notice them and notice how we want something else, those are destinations that we're setting for ourselves. And as we get closer to being in the place where we're ready to get closer to that destination, when that exit is getting closer and closer by the experiences that we're having, we're going to start taking on a lot more experiences. There may be things that are coming to you and being presented in your life that are guiding you to that destination. And I think in this time when people desire it so bad, when that desire increases, that's when you're getting closer to that destination. Because things are going to start happening in your life as that desire comes. Maybe emotions are going to come up. Maybe thoughts are going to come up. Maybe new ideas are going to come up. Maybe realizations about the people around you are going to come up and difficult decisions are going to want to be made. Maybe a lot of impactful things are happening in your life as far as just experiences that seem like they're out of your control, but that they're just popping up in your life as you ask for these things, as you ask for this clarity, as you ask for maybe a better relationship and more significant and in tune relationships. Maybe you've been asking for these things and now you're in a place where you're ready to start facing those things because that desire is so big. So you're taking your exit. And as you take this exit, you're making turns that are getting you closer to that destination. And they may not seem like turns that you want to make, They may not be things that you want to experience in your life, but they are getting you closer to that place that you want to be. But as we take those turns, take them with care. You don't want to go 90 miles an hour on a turn, do you? Take them with care as you slow down and see what this is. What is this bringing me in my life? What is this experience telling me? And is it something that I can push through? Because you can, but you just have to say yes within yourself. Yes, I can move through this. Yes, I know that I'm ready to move through this. I'm ready to face this. And you know you are because you're being presented with it. Otherwise, it'd still be locked away in that dark corner of your mind. You are ready to experience these things, so take these turns with care because they're coming into your life for a reason. They're coming to your life because you are ready to answer that question for yourself. You are ready to receive that destination and be in that place where you trust yourself and love yourself and know your strengths and know who you are in a better way. So as you notice these things in your life, maybe you feel as though the world is just chaos right now. Maybe in the outside world and things in other parts of the world, or maybe things in your immediate life that are just seeming chaotic. Things that are just coming up for you. But take these situations with care. These things are coming up for you because you've asked for something. You've asked for clarity. You've asked for confidence. You asked for understanding. You asked for love. You've asked for peace. And it may not seem like this is the love that you wanted, but it's giving yourself love and giving yourself strength and moving through those things with care and love and compassion to get to that destination. Because when you get to that destination, you'll realize all of the things that you've brought with you to that place. You are finally there. You finally embraced your strengths. You finally understood the truth of who you are right now in this moment. Maybe you found love for yourself in a way that you didn't have before. You're at that destination. And as we go through these different points in our lives, you've been on the journey, on the highway, and you've gotten to various destinations in your life already. And you've gotten back on the highway because that's what happens. As we get to one destination, you don't go to the grocery store and then just stay there for the rest of your life. You go there and you gather the things that you want to gather, and then you pack your car up and then you leave with everything that you've wanted. Maybe you forgot the bread, but you can go to the next store on the next destination and get the things that you forgot, or get the things that maybe now you're ready to get. But either way, we go to these destinations and we take with us what we came there for. And now when we have this love and this trust and this joy in our lives, even for a moment, as we have that, we can get back on the highway. And maybe there are going to be some more twists and turns as we integrate these things into our lives, as we start showing these people in our lives that I'm a different person. I have things that I want in my life now. I have respect for myself that I didn't have now, and that's something that you'll have to accept. These are the twists and turns of the integrating of these new aspects of ourselves into the life around us. And then we can get back on the highway, and maybe we'll cruise for a little while and enjoy the new strengths and new understanding and new joy and love that we have in our lives. And then we'll realize something else that we have, and that desire will grow strong, and we'll take another exit. And then a lot of things will start coming at us. And maybe these things are more realizations, more healing, and you're giving yourself more love because at that last destination, you gave yourself love and you found that love and you took that love with you. So now as you go on this next journey, you can take that and on those twists and turns, you can give yourself more love. You can give yourself more compassion. You can bring in those strengths that you brought from your last destination and help you along this way. And as I've said before, you've already reached many destinations. You've already gathered so much strength and love and compassion and understanding. Otherwise, you wouldn't even be back on the highway. You wouldn't be continuing on this next journey. You wouldn't be noticing these things that are displeasing for you. There wouldn't be a desire for something else if you didn't realize that what you had on that highway was no longer serving you, or maybe you wanted something else, or maybe you wanted something more. Or maybe you just realized that you were further along in that there were new things that you wanted for yourself in your life. So this message is really just a message of encouragement to encourage you to look at these things that may or may not be coming into your life. I'm not sure if you're noticing a lot of things happening in your life, a lot of understandings, a lot of truths, a lot of desires that are starting to rise in your life, a lot of events that are starting to occur around you. That may seem like it's happening all at once, but know that that is you and that is your growth. That's where you want to be. You're ready to take on those things. Otherwise, you wouldn't be calling them to you. And bad or good, or however you want to judge that, these are things that you have the strength to overcome. These are things that you are ready to receive and embrace within your life. And as you embrace them, as you take those turns with care and love and compassion for yourself, then you can reach your destination and take with you the new strengths and new things that you desire, all the abundance and joy and peace that you've desired. They're coming to you as you take these turns and as you embrace these things that are coming at you and coming within you. So keep moving. You're almost there. You are already there, actually. And as you move towards this realization of that, then before you know it, you're at that destination. And you have those things that you desired. And you're in that place that you want to be. And you can take those things with you to continue your journey. So, yeah, that's all I really have for this episode. If you have any thoughts or ideas or anything that you'd like to share, you can send us to everything.sunpodcast@gmail.com. You can join any of the social media groups, Instagram, everything.sunpodcast, Twitter, @everysunpodcast, and the Facebook group, @everysunpodcast as well. I love you all so much, and I will talk to you soon.